Amy was born March 15th of '91. I still remember the time exactly. It was 1:59 a.m. I saw that she weighed 9 pounds and 10 ounces. I walked the nurse to the nursery, and she looked healthy as a horse. Went home at about 3:45 in the morning, came back with some flowers for Ingrid, and Ingrid was devastated. She said, something is not right.
Is everybody ready?
Yes.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
A few hours later, the doctors told us that Amy had an abnormality in her heart. They operated to correct it. For a couple of years, she led a pretty normal life. Ingrid and I had another baby, and things looked pretty good. Then Amy's heart began to fail. They put her on 3 different intravenous medications, which she carries around in a backpack. She got a little bit better, and then she got much, much worse.
There you go. Okay. Dear Amy, happy birthday, love to Kristen. Where's Kristen? Is this from you? Yeah.
Thank you, Kristen.
Now they say that the only chance for Amy is a transplant, so we've put her on the list for donor organs. She needs not just a heart, but new lungs, too.
You know, let's take the card off the front.
We've been through so many episodes now where they keep saying there's really nothing more they can do, nothing more they can do, and they keep sort of pulling a little bit more out of their hat to kind of keep her going. But I think we can believe them now that there's really nothing left to do. It's just a matter of time, and can we beat the clock? Can we get a donor before it's too late?
Did you have a good birthday? Okay, good. I'm glad.
At her birthday party, she was very excited about the cake and about having her friends there, but she had literally been saving herself for that probably all week. She came home and she was absolutely exhausted.
It was very important for us to have the party because you didn't know if she was going to have another birthday. Whew. Why'd you pack on or off?
I just wonder when something's going to happen, because they said she could, it could go anytime, just anytime.
Since Amy's been on the pumps in the backpack, Ingrid's been as much a nurse as a mother. Amy can't be off this medication for more than like 5 to 10 minutes.
She's wearing now 3 pumps that she gets intravenous medicine from 24 hours a day. I'm giving her intravenous antibiotics 3 times a day, as well as intravenous diuretics 3 times a day, oral medicine 3 times a day. She has an internal IV. That's how she gets her medicine.
Ow!
Ow. What'd I do? I hit you in the nose?
I want to have some cake.
You want
If
some
I
cake?
couldn't do all this myself, Amy would have to be in the hospital.
Did you ever have a cupcake?
Yeah.
Ow.
Sorry, did I pull?
No, you didn't even pull. You squished my knees out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've made mistakes.
Don't pull.
One time, I almost lost her. I panicked. I clotted her line. I didn't know what to do. The good thing about her is that, at times when I have made mistakes or I've started to make mistakes, she'll catch me.
Got it?
Yeah, I think I got it.
And she'll say, wait a minute, you forgot to do this. Or why didn't you do that? And so I feel a little more confident even just having her there.
Well, this morning, Marielle was using 10 cc syringe.
That's because we didn't have any 3s.
She looks to me for company, and given the risk of exposure with other children, exposure to germs, right now I am her friend. Is that good?
Yeah. That's good.
All right.
You don't have to
Mom.
I didn't know you could tap dance.
love to dance, but she gets tired very easily. I think dancing like this is her way of interacting with other kids without having to be put to the test in real life.
Gee, let me fix that. Come here. The big thing that pulls me through the day is when she's having even a good moment, I can go on from there.
Color. Red, blue, yellow, and green are all colors. There are a lot of different colors. Dance. When you dance, you move your whole body in a special way. People often dance to music. Day. Your day is the time between getting up and going to bed. A day is also part of a week. There are 7 days in 1 week. Okay.
She knows she's very, very sick and very tired, but I don't think she knows that, you know, it could be over soon.
We have a patient from the transplant service. Dr. Krishnan is going to present it. Give us a little data on the average weights.
The average waiting time is now about 1.5 years. Very often little children are sort of on their own list because availability of organs is dependent upon finding organs that fit according to size and according to blood type.
Amy is similar to really only 1 or 2 other children that we've had who have severe bilateral dysfunction. Over the past several months, Amy started to get a lot worse. We felt that we needed to give her more medicine, we needed to give her much stronger medicines, and it wasn't safe to keep Amy at home at that point any longer.
Let's see. Do you want to take any pajamas? Or just want to wear hospital pajamas?
I just hospital. I don't know if I will get. I don't know if I even will get some IVs. I mean, I'm not sure.
I don't know if you'll get any IVs. We'll have to wait and see. Here we go.
She asked me, when are we coming back? I said I didn't know. We'd come back and we got a new heart and lungs. I think she has it in her mind that we will come home.
We're almost there. We were told to expect to wait anywhere from 6 to 18 months. We also were told that the organs could arrive any day. We spoke to one of the surgeons, and he said really the biggest risk is that you run out of time and that a majority of patients die waiting.
I guess they're going to put us on this side and just set you in. Should we get the window or the hallway? Huh? I don't know where they want us. Whoops. Oh, in you go. All right. Oh, blue bed for me. That's right. Okay. Psst.
It just doesn't feel like it's happening to us, even though we're living it. This is something that you read about or something that you hear about happening to somebody else, and it's yes.
Hi. Made it all in one trip.
Amy unfortunately developed a rare progressive disease that causes high blood pressure in the lung. We don't understand the cause, but we know when children have this, if it's untreated, children almost always die within a year after the diagnosis. And we're really running out of medicines that we can give her waiting for transplant.
Okay.
You know, we're not going to do anything different than what we're doing at home, but it's just easier to do it in the hospital because we'll be able to do the operation sooner. Okay? And we need the operation to make you feel better.
Mommy, Mama.
And I'll stop if you want. So she understands everything. She's going to take the medicine.
To the extent.
That you can, yeah. Yep.
We'll help you. Okay. Just one more picture.
Good.
Okay.
Good girl. Don't move now. Don't move.
You have to let go, Amy. Okay, let go now.
Help! I can't. There's stuck.
Okay, I won't go too fast. Right here.
Mommy!
What? Honey, it's just the tape. I think she's angry at the amount of interference with her life that she's had. She's often hostile with medical people. She's hostile now with a lot of people. Done. She's much, much different than she used to be.
Almost finishing. Here it's almost, in a sense, easier because now she's in their hands. At home, she was in our hands, and she was getting sick, sick, sick. Okay, ready? Cheese? Good. Even now, we're going through the sort of emotional roller coaster of each little infection that's brewing, but it's not that she's quote unquote dying right at this second. You know, she hasn't slipped out of their grasp, and she was slipping out of everyone's grasp before.
Dr. Weller, excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Did you see Amy this morning?
Yes.
What did you think?
I thought she looked okay.
I think she looks kind of really beat.
Oh! Her condition stays the same for a little while, and then there will be another little hitch, and you'll realize that she has gotten worse, and then you'll kind of settle into that plateau for a few days, and then maybe a little worse, a little worse. She keeps getting worse, and she's still here. So it's all kind of relative. Can she get sicker and still be alive? We don't really know. We don't really know.
Mommy, I can't do this all.
Yes, you can.
Mommy, I can't sit up. No, don't stop. Make me sit up.
Okay, you want to just take a line down?
Don't ever talk.
The more she's in the hospital, the more she deteriorates emotionally. And the doctors and nurses can tell you that she's a horrible patient. It's good in the sense that she is such a fighter and that she realizes this is not normal. I don't like people bothering me. I don't like to feel sick. I don't like to be here.
Okay, you don't have to have it in the cup.
I don't like cups. I don't want to take it one.
And it just, it's very wearing, very wearing.
I have to get a bigger syringe, though.
No!
Well, I do. It's not all going to fit in here. You can either have it in the cup or in a 5 cc. What do you think? I know. Here you go, sweetie.
Mommy, it's too much.
It's not too much. It's the same amount you always get.
Mommy, I'm hearing. I'm talking.
Okay.
Mommy!
It's Amy.
Mommy, I can't do this all.
Wheelchair's right here. What?
I'm never talking to you ever again.
Good. Good,
Don't
good,
ever say boo-boo! Pizza.
Uh-huh.
Cheese.
Uh-huh.
I mean, banana.
Banana.
Cheese.
Okay.
Hi, Amy. Did you order the chocolate hamburger?
Who's out there? I can't see even. Uh-oh.
I can't get the bubbles out. Could you take a look in there?
I will. Oh, Chihuahua.
I'll give you a big squeeze. You ready? 2, squeeze! Whoa! Blow! Oh! I did it! Incredible! That's some kind of good bubble. Get that bubble.
She was very happy to see the clowns, but after 10, 15 minutes of laughing really hard, she just couldn't go on anymore, and she was soaking wet. She couldn't sit up. She was absolutely exhausted. I went right out to cardiology, and I said, should I have stopped this? Should I have not let her laugh so hard? And they said, what are you going to do? We don't know if she'll have another chance to laugh, and you have to just let her do it.
Yes, Paolo. I'm going now for this donor. Yeah, it's 18 kilos, baby. I'll probably be back around 11, 12 o'clock.
I was sleeping next to Amy, and a nurse came in, sat at the end of the bed, and said, Dr. Quittel is on the phone. So I thought Amy was either dead or we had the organs. And I looked at Amy, she wasn't dead, so I thought we had the organs. So I went to the phone, and she said, we have a donor. They told us that a team of surgeons from this hospital was on the way to the donor's hospital to remove the donor organs and bring them back here. I said, Amy, it's still the middle of the night. I said, they have your new heart and your new lungs. And I said, we're gonna go down and you're gonna get them. And she said, I want apple juice. And I said, you can't have apple juice. And she said, then I don't want the new heart and lungs. I think she looked a little nervous when I took my mask off and kissed her goodbye. I think she wondered, why was I making a big deal out of this? Was she screaming? Is that her? That wasn't her? Who was screaming?
I didn't hear her scream.
No, not now.
No, not now. No, she
Before,
wasn't
when they were
screaming. No,
trying
she
to do the
wasn't
mask or anything like that?
No, no.
Do people come out and talk to us at any point, or will we get like any word as to how it's going?
We'll try, but you see, during a lengthy operation, difficult operation like this, there's not much we can say until you reach a point where you more or less know, and there'll be a lapse of time that you will be more or less by yourself.
Just sitting. Okay, that's fine.
And how long the procedure is expected?
It's going to be at least 4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
Okay. See you later. Thanks.
Okay.
And cookie. Little cookie. Okay.
Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday morning, and we have a donor. Amy's in the OR, and they're going to get underway about 11.
So can you just let people there know, and especially Tony?
It'll be maybe about 6, 7, 8 hours, something like that.
So we're just waiting here.
You have to take into account two things. You don't want to take out the organ before you're sure that the donor organ is available and is functioning fine. The other side of your limits is that you don't want to wait too long, because you increase the chances that the organ will not function well after the operation. So you have to time that as closely as possible.
Even when they tell us that everything is very good, we don't want to do anything until they're here.
Okay, fine, good.
We've done the dissection, getting the great vessels around the great vessels of the heart. and now the liver team is working. Then we'll go back in there and do the final maneuvers before we can actually go ahead and arrest the heart and excise it.
Sort of hang tight for a few hours.
That's fine. So the organs will probably be here about when?
It's 7:45. Earliest is 11.
Okay. Yeah, she's been asleep since about 6, so we're just waiting. And then we'll start to sweat.
John? Danny Goldstein, how are you? We're on our way back. It should be 20 minutes. Everything went smoothly. How are they doing in there?
Good. She's on bypass now. It's looking good.
I think right now I'm too scared to call down and ask anything. I just want them to come to us. You know, if it gets to be, let's say, more than 5 or 6 hours, then I think we'll call down and say what's going on.
It's going to be a good donor.
Bring this 5-0 with a single needle, please.
When the organs are sewn into Amy's chest, they come in one block. The heart and both lungs are attached together. It's like an architectural unit who goes in there. All right, now we're getting 2 to 1. It wants to be. Okay, good.
Amy's off bypass.
All right.
Well, you're awake now.
Yeah.
It's working. It's working. Now she's just off. Okay.
Just off, okay.
But she's
All right.
off.
So what does that mean?
It means things are as good as we could hope for at this point. The heart's beating very strong. The lungs are oxygenating well. She's done very well. As soon as she comes up here, we'll let you see her.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
All right.
Doctor.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Love you too.
Really? You know, this is what we had to do, and we just have to cross our fingers and hope that, you know, everything goes as well as possible. But, you know, you knew and I knew that we didn't have any other alternative other than this, so everything's worked out the best that we thought we could have.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
I'll see you
Thanks.
later.
Okay,
All
see you
right.
later.
Go.
See you later. See you later.
You ready?
1, 2,
stuck the catheter in her bladder.
Okay.
Okay, and then whatever peripheral IVs she has.
Okay.
And a big chest dressing.
Okay.
Just so you can be prepared
Okay.
a little
Yeah.
bit for what you're going to see.
Okay. What can we give her? Is that for me? And
How much you want?
1 per kilo. She weighs 16.
Okay.
Fentanyl? Yeah. I will start the fentanyl first.
I was expecting.
You can go and see. We just.
Oh, look at her feet are all spot. Oh, she's cold.
Amy, mommy's here, honey. Surgery's over, okay?
Okay.
It's okay. Talk to her.
Can I just don't want to get her too excited. No?
Say hi. Tell her it's okay, and then we'll give her some fentanyl.
Okay, sweetie. Everything's great. You did great, okay? You're just going to keep resting, okay? Then you're going to feel lots better. All right? And you're going to get that apple juice soon. Okay, honey? You just keep resting. Love you. Okay? You're doing great. You're doing really, really great.
We thank you for the gift that has been given to her by another child and pray that you will continue to be with that family. And we bless, O Lord, that you would give to Amy this opportunity for life and continued life in this world. O Lord, we pray now for recuperation, strength, and health and rest for her and for the family. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I always knew she was going to make it. I don't know why, but I always thought she would just fly through it, and she did.
Okay. Twin beds?
Yeah, she's warmed up. 99.4.
Good.
So that's even better.
Hi, sweetie. Hi, you're doing good. Doing good.
I went over, I saw her eyes go wide open, and I rushed over. I know she's still awake right now.
Put some champagne in it now.
Amy, the tube's bothering you?
Because that's IV and it has a lot shorter, what they call half-life. You want that off your mouth? I know you do. I know you do, honey.
Looks good.
You know what's going to happen today? We're going to take that tube out of your mouth.
Don't worry, honey. She's not going to hurt you. Okay? And then you're going to have your mouth back. You're going to have your mouth back. Right here. That's all.
Good.
Her body, hers was the problem.
So the 3 drugs that she's going to take to prevent rejection are cyclosporin, Imuran, and prednisone.
Okay. It's all done, sweetie. There you go. First apple juice. Good. See?
Check it out.
Amy, what are you doing?
Got room service.
Are they good?
In spite of everything good that's happened to us, there's really sort of a cloud hanging over this whole thing, and that is the fact that a day or two after Amy had her operation, someone else was going to a funeral.
So her else I could see her. Say bye-bye, Stephanie.
She was a happy little girl. She used to wake up singing. She had hydrocephalus and too much water in the brain. They had to put a shunt from the brain to the belly just so that it will drain periodically. That day it clocked. At least we know, like, we help people. Like, maybe that was her reason for being here.
I think that even though we don't know them, we'll always think about them and we'll always be grateful. And I think anytime that we look at Amy, I notice now in her breathing and in the way her heart beats, you can see that it's different. And I always see that that's, even though it's a part of her, it's just a little bit different. And I think that will always keep reminding us that someone did something really, really great and helped us.
Okay, sit up for just a minute.
She's unhooked from everything. She has no IVs, no arterial lines, no oxygen, no nothing.
You getting tired?
She thought that as soon as she got her new heart and lungs, she'd be up and running around in 5 minutes. But she doesn't really feel very good yet.
Up. Okay, hang on. Hi there.
Right now she's extremely puffy from all the steroids that they give her so she won't reject her new organs. They said it would probably get worse before it gets better, but eventually it should go away.
Very nice. Okay, right foot up this time.
Pull.
Good. Right foot again. Last time. Very nice. Okay.
What do you think? You want to go home tomorrow? Yeah? All right. I think we can. Going home today. I think we're ready to get out of here. Okay, and we'll get the cookies in here. Okay, you're outside again? Here's Daddy. What do you see?
What do you see?
What do you see?
What is this?
What do you see?
I see our house.
And what's on our house? You see that sign? Do you know what that says? Welcome home. Who?
Mm.
Amy. Yes. Let's see Juliana. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
I miss you. He's real fast.
Real fast? It was great. I felt relaxed for the first time in about a year and a half.
Hi, Juliana.
She was thrilled. She would, each little thing that she would do, she'd say, look, Mom, look what I can do now.
Look! I'm swinging!
She went on the swings, climbed up some more steps through tunnels. She was really doing very, very well. She was really big. She still had a lot of the steroids in her and was very, very puffy.
Good hit.
We've told her that it will go away, but she doesn't seem bothered by it. She just takes it in stride.
So she's just getting more and more back to the kid that we kind of forgot about.
Okay, right here. Right here. Keep those legs.
Starting about, I'd say about the middle of June, around the time of the pool party, the splash bath, she started breathing heavier. And at first we thought, well, maybe it's because she's doing more and she's not really ready to do more. Finally, it was determined that she has a disease that in her lungs that a lot of lung transplants get that they can't do anything about.
This is Juliana, mostly.
She can get the air in, but can't push it out effectively. And over time, the airways will become more and more tight or occluded, and I asked the doctor once, I said, is she essentially going to suffocate? And she said, yes.
You like that game?
One possibility was to retransplant her lungs. We thought for a long time, should we or shouldn't we put her through this? I think it's one of the hardest things to go through, is watching your child suffer. The other possibility was she can either be home or she can be in the hospital. Pick where you want her to be. And when the time comes, we'll start her on painkillers, morphine, we'll just increase the drip, and she would just go to sleep. And that was what we were faced with. They said she probably has a few months, and we'll just make her as comfortable as possible. Once she was put on the oxygen, she started to feel better.
Was that fun?
And she started getting her personality back. She plans a lot of things. She knows exactly what she wants from Santa. She knows what she wants to be for Halloween, and she knows all this stuff about a year ahead of time. And she's had her wedding planned and all of this, who she's going to dance with, and on and on and on. So, when she started feeling better and started having these other things to look forward to, we said, well, wait a minute. She's getting past it. She can keep going, and she wants to keep going. We've decided to go ahead and retransplant her lungs. She wanted to start school. She wanted to start nursery school, and she didn't have the strength to walk, so we took her in a wheelchair with an oxygen tank attached, and she was just so happy that she wanted to keep going, even in that limited way, and we decided, well, we can't stop her now.
Underneath Winnie the Pooh?
She's at a high risk for developing a cold, and she's never had chicken pox. So she's probably in about the worst place she could possibly be. But the attitude of the doctors is, look, you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, how long she's going to live. So in the meantime, let her live her life.
Here we are together, together, together. Here we are together, and happy we'll be. Here's
Heather.
And
And Emily.
and
Amy.
and
Adam.
and
I think somehow or other she's come to handle it well. I'm not sure what really goes on inside her head, but she has found her way of dealing with it.
I want to go.
It just didn't seem like she was ready to quit. If she weren't giving us those signals, we might not do what we're doing. Once we made the decision, we took Amy to a hospital in Philadelphia that was willing to perform a second lung transplant.
Because of her having been transplanted before, her operation is going to be technically more difficult than your standard lung transplant. And most of the difficulty is going to be in getting the old lungs out. We did get 2 offers over the weekend that weren't any good.
Oh,
yes,
2?
we got a second one that was not any good. But
really?
at least her name came up twice in 2 days, so I'm very encouraged by that. Right. The one I told you about was the child with a hemothorax on one side and bilateral chest tubes. The other one, there was a huge contusion in the right lung, so only the left lung was being offered, and it was a very poor size match. Dr. Spray and I talked about it at some length, particularly knowing that she was getting worse, but we were both concerned that it just wouldn't be enough lung for her.
Right. Okay. I think she thinks, like most kids, that kids don't die. But when we got down here, when we were admitted, and she was breathing so poorly and was having bronchospasm episodes, I guess they would call them, where she couldn't catch her breath, she would turn white, sweat, and was just panicking, really. And she told me then, she said, I don't want to grow up, I don't want to get older because I don't want to die. And I was taken aback by that she could understand that she could be dying.
even as we approached a couple of months waiting, Amy's condition was really beginning to deteriorate where, you just wondered if she was going to make it, the next day.
Yesterday, we had a rough day. We really thought that we were getting pretty close. And I went for a long walk, and I thought, did we do the right thing by coming this far? I had a dream that we were at home, and she said, I don't want to be on the respirator. I just want to say goodbye. She was still breathing, but she was just too tired to even sit up. That was how the dream ended. It's just been haunting me, have we pushed this whole thing too far? And I sat down and I thought, did we do the right thing? And I knew that we did, because if the lungs come tonight or tomorrow, we'll have made it. After Amy had been in the hospital for over a month, we got word in the middle of the night that they'd found a donor. I wasn't as confident as I was last time. I guess I thought sooner or later, with everything she's been through, this is going to end, and I thought this might be the time.
Yes, and the lungs will be here in 45 minutes, and we will prep all the way down to the table and beyond. Jerry and
If it goes smoothly, it would be about how long from the time the lungs get here? A rough idea.
As I say, depending on how bad the scarring is, my guess would be in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 hours.
4 to 6.
You have a medium clip? The chances of successful survival of a second transplant are a little more than half what the original survival would be. So it is a riskier procedure.
There was really no way to predict Amy's chances because no child had been through exactly what she'd been through. First, a heart-lung transplant, and now another double lung transplant. I saw the helicopter land at 4:30. The security guard said, there are her lungs. And I thought, they're not her lungs yet.
When we complete the sewing in of the new lungs, we then start ventilating the new lungs. And that's a very dramatic moment when the lungs fill the chest cavities. They're collapsed up until that time, but when they fill with air, it's really quite dramatic to see. And at that point, we then allow the lungs to take over and the heart to take over and wean the flow from the heart and lung machine and gradually disconnect the heart and lung machine and take out the connections.
It's done. Yeah, she's still in the OR. They're still just closing up and cleaning up and all of that. They're going to take her upstairs in a few minutes. Yeah, perfect match. Good blood gases. Everything's good.
Here she is. She did just fine.
Good morning.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi,
You did great. Hi, honey. You got new lungs.
She's amazing. Truly amazing. I don't know what's harder to believe, all this that's happened, or just see Amy, and she just looks great. I mean, she, her hair looked beautiful, her face looked beautiful. She just looked so peaceful.
Yeah, she got it early Saturday morning. Yep, she did great. I don't know. I'm gonna guess, let's say a month. I don't know.
Maybe a little less, a little more, I don't know. It really just depends. Hi, Daddy.
Hi,
Look at the
Amy.
tree.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Daddy, it's the
Man.
best tree.
Oh, it looks good. You like it, Amy?
When we were at the hospital, I really didn't expect Christmas to be like this.
Merry Christmas, sweetie. Why don't you put it on the knob on the fireplace?
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
She's happy like she used to be. She's very talkative again.
Turn it so your name is showing.
I don't know if she's ever had this much energy.
Amy.
All right.
Yeah. Wow.
You like that?
Yeah.
Who made this chain?
May.
Let's put it down like that.
Yeah. I can breathe better now. Before I couldn't breathe so good. Yeah. I'll find a good spot for this one.
Okay.
I can play outside most and do whatever I want. I can go on the seesaw. I can go on that tricycle that fits 5 people on there.
We definitely made the right decision.
Because we thought if we didn't do this, this would have been a very, very bad Christmas.
Careful.
A watch!
You got a watch?
Wow.
Can I put it on you?
You never know what's around the corner, and we won't let go of that thought because we can't. It's a self-preservation sort of thing. We know that she could get the same disease again. We know that she could have some side effect problems from the medicine or something like that. So in that sense, we always will look at her as though she's a little different.
Where's Amy?
Hello.
Every day getting ready for school, she's jumping up and down.
Oh, this for me? Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Mommy, that's a thing, Mama.
You know, she's just thrilled with every little thing. So she'll read, oh, on March 7th, it's going to be so-and-so doing show and tell, and she just has this fixed in her mind, and she can't wait.
Off you go, sunshine. Push with your feet, Amy. That's it.
I think one of the ways that she's changed, though, is that she has become more adult in a lot of ways. In the way that she speaks, in the things that she wants to understand, the things that she notices, that she cares about. Perhaps also that she spends a lot of time thinking. And I think that's one of the things that has saved her through this whole experience is she is perfectly content, maybe not always happy, it depends on what she's thinking about, but to sit and think and rehash. And she will do this whether she's doing it out loud or doing it to herself. You can see her thinking. You know, you never want to be put in a situation where you have to go through this. But I think that she has a wonderful appreciation for a lot of things because of it. And I know we do. And she just has so many things that she wants to do now. She wants to take ballet, she wants to do gymnastics, she wants to roller skate, ice skate, you know, on and on and on and on. And she doesn't take it for granted because she knows there was a time when she couldn't do it. Before it was, when I get stronger, can I do this? But it's now that I'm stronger, when do we start? I think almost no matter what happens from here on out, we got this, and this is great. I mean, even just the little taste of it we've had now has been, I don't want to say enough, but I'm just saying it's made, even this much has definitely made it all worthwhile.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amy. Happy birthday to you.
She's asleep. We should go home.